Hi friends, it's James again. As you can see today, we're going to be doing a little meeting with my friend Brittany. So obviously we're in a Zoom. We're 6 feet apart, obviously, keeping social distance and being safe and all that. She is actually back in Indiana at her home she currently is living at before she moves to her new one, and I'm obviously in Chicago. So say hi to Brittany.
Hi, I'm Brittany.
Do you want to tell us anything about yourself at all?
Well, there's not a lot about me, but I'm just a pharmacy technician. That's just what I do, I guess. And I have a lot of animals, and I would
How
love
many?
okay, hold on here. We got 5 dogs, 3 ducks, 3 horses, like mini horses, and we have 3 inside cats and a lot of feral cats that I just captured. There's like 12 of them.
Oh wow.
I think of feral cats that we like trapped and got fixed and vaccinated and released them. So quite the zoo.
That's for you, Bob Barker. Spain.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, well today our video is going to be about 2 main topics. It's going to be about buying a new house and being a newlywed, because Brittany is in the, well, not in the process of, you have the new house, you just haven't moved there yet, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
And then she is recently married as of, God, when was that? October. Oh God,
Yep,
it's been a few
October.
months.
Oh, I know, time flies.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to start about your wedding. Or Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan is her husband. So
Yeah.
So how did you two meet?
Well, at the time I was looking for someone to help train me with mixed martial arts. Most people know it as MMA. However, so my brother-in-law messaged me his numbers like, hey, my cousin does mixed martial arts. Didn't know if you would be interested. And so I messaged him and I pulled up and we met at the YMCA in Indiana. Okay. And like within 5 minutes, he kneed me in the face. And then I was like, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, I am so sorry. And I'm like, keep going. Like, what are you doing? Like, and like, he was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's pretty much how we met. And then we just kind of
all this time.
So romantic. But but yeah, we just kind of hung out, and eventually we ended up dating a couple months later. I think we were talking for like 3 months before we actually started dating, I guess you'd say. And then I moved in with him right away. So I was kind of in a hurry to move out and kind of start my own life, I suppose.
Well, I guess that answered my second question was it love at first sight?
Yes, it was. I wasn't really expecting it. Obviously it just kind of happened, but yeah, he's definitely like we're best friends, I would say.
Aww.
And like, yeah, I can't see myself with anybody else, if that makes sense. So I totally think it's love at first sight.
Aw. When he needs you in the face. Okay, so who said I love you first?
I did. But wait, I take it back. No, he did, because I threatened to leave him. So
that is the best kind of coercion.
Yes, yeah. Something happened. I forget. Something with one of his buddies said something, and it made me mad. And I'm just like, peace out.
When they say love is a battlefield, that is no joke.
Yeah, he's like, please don't go. I love you. And I'm like, oh, okay, I love you too. And then I stayed. So.
And how long have you been together?
This is grape juice, just so you know.
In a tiny little mason jar. And this is Mountain Dew.
Okay, it's wine, but that's.
This is actually Mountain Dew. I don't know if you said this or not, but how long have you guys been together?
We've been together since, oh man.
It's been some time.
18, 20. We've been together 8 years.
Oh wow.
Almost exactly 8 years. I think in February it'll be exactly 8 years.
So how long have we known each other? That's what, 2011?
2010.
Something like that.
That's when I graduated, at least. But I know, like a couple months into cosmetology school.
Yeah.
We then started in and out. Isn't that weird?
So 10 or 11 years. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Oh my gosh. Jeez, we're getting so old.
Oh,
Oh
you
my.
have no idea. I don't know if you go online or anything, like when you're doing like where you have to put in your birth date or something, and you have to like scroll and you keep scrolling,
Keep
scrolling, scrolling.
scrolling. Oh my God. It's so embarrassing. Oh
And then
man.
oh my God, do you remember Kids Bop? The albums, like this album, they just released a dad bop or something, and it's no joke. It's dad songs from our time.
What is happening in this world?
I'm like, no, over that.
I'm
Okay,
shook.
okay. Anyway, your wedding. I was a part of your wedding.
Oh,
I'll try to
yes.
insert some photos here. So what was your wedding like overall?
Honestly, it was sorry. It was pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sure.
I guess I didn't plan all the way like I probably should have. Like in the moment you think you have everything together, and
Yeah.
then when it happens, things go wrong. Like the catering um companies, like just a bunch of stuff. Like the people that were delivering our tables and our tablecloths, they were very late. So they were like 10 hours later than
My
what
God.
I expected them to be. So I was a bridezilla. It was
You were
actually, I don't
not.
even know
You were not a bridezilla.
like I'm trying not to cuss. so, so like I'm saying nice words, okay? But it was pretty stressful. But
Oh yeah.
in the end, it was worth it though. Like,
It is, yeah.
so
At the end of the day, it's all about the two of you and the emotions in it, and that's why it doesn't
exactly.
matter if your wedding's like a 200 people or just the two of
Yep.
you. It's still,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people are learning that right now during COVID. People who are still getting married are having these very
Yeah.
small weddings, and it's like they're still just as meaningful and valuable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And there wasn't a lot of people, that came
Mhm.
to the reception and ceremony, but that was expected with COVID and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but it honestly, a small wedding, it's honestly, I wish I would have went smaller at this rate. So,
It was
I would have saved
beautiful. The
a
wedding
lot of money.
itself was where was the wedding? The wedding
The
itself.
ceremony, it was called the historic meeting house of New Garden or something like that. So it's in Indiana.
And it was
It's
just
very,
like a historic building, wasn't it? Like a
yes,
historic church.
yeah, it
But
was
then,
on.
but you had the wedding
Mhm.
down near a ravine, like down through this little forested area. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
some, you can see some of it in some of the photos I'll insert here, but it was gorgeous down there.
yeah, it
I was
was
so
really
nervous
pretty.
when we did the rehearsal because there was like bugs and mosquitoes everywhere, like biting them.
Oh, I was so scared.
But then the day of, I didn't. It wasn't an issue at all.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but like during the ceremony, like when Ryan he had something on his head and
Oh,
it was
that's right.
driving me
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, and I didn't know what it was because I can't see that well. So I just kept
Oh,
staring at
here
him. But
comes
then,
Sable. Hi.
oh, hi, Sable. But yeah, like literally, I kept looking at it, and I'm like, because he got a haircut, and like it wasn't by me, because so I was like, well, maybe they just screwed up his hair or something. I just won't stare at it. But then I realized there was like a spider web on his, like on top of his head, and like so I just like casually like reached on top and like got it off because yeah, I couldn't stand it.
Really?
Like
It wasn't that
staring at
casual.
it. It was not casual.
We all saw you do it.
I just I tried to pull it off.
It was your wedding, but I was so nervous because I was the first one who had to walk down, and I was like horrified.
I was sweating. It was terrifying. Like just all that attention on you. Like I'm just not like I don't
Yeah.
like attention that well. So like
Try being the first person who had to walk down the freaking. That was a
oh,
long walk because we had to
it
hide back in like
was.
this forested area and then walk down to the altar area, and that was a
Oh
long
man.
walk.
It was a long walk, especially and like I was going to wear heels, and at the last minute I changed my mind to wear flats, and it was
Yeah.
a blessing. It was
I'm
a
sure. Oh
blessing.
yeah. Trust me, it
Oh,
wasn't good.
mhm.
I was so hard. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first one. I'm gonna fall flat on my face.
Yep. Yep. That's why I was like, this dress is gonna be stained up. And then right before I started walking down the aisle, there was a huge spider that was crawling up underneath like the
Oh
first layer of my dress. Like that's kind of clear,
yeah.
Oh my God. And my dad's like smack
Oh my god,
and
right
like
into the dress.
Yeah,
Wait,
right.
whatever. What did you do with your dress? Do you still have it?
Yeah, I still have
Oh
it.
yeah, I can never ask that. The
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next question. You said earlier that you guys obviously kind of got in a fight and you threatened him to love you. So clearly you fight. You're a couple. It's normal. You get arguments
Yes,
between
absolutely.
people. So how do you
It's
overcome
normal.
like the pain and the sorrow and anger that you have in those moments?
Honestly, like, okay, I'm a very angry person, inside and out. Ryan, how
That's what the grape juice is for.
that's what the grape juice is for. And Ryan's opposite. He's totally calm.
He's so
He's
sedated.
like, yeah, like he's just, so I think like he's honest, like we're meant for each other because when I get angry, he just kind of ignores me until I calm down, which is probably for the best.
It is.
Um, yeah, yeah, you get it. But yeah, so I think we're just kind of meant to be like that. Like we're just total opposites. So
That's yeah, and that's really great. That's awesome that that's how it kind of works out
yeah.
in the end.
Oh
Because
yeah, and
you
we
have to
get
go
along.
through that stuff. Because you're
Yeah, oh
ultimately, if
yeah,
you can't get through that, you're going to have a divorce. Like if you can't work
exactly.
through it, it's going to happen.
Exactly. And we're not perfect. Like we
Yeah,
argue, just
yeah.
like every couple.
That's
But
what I would
like we're
have a
definitely
like if
not
you did
perfect.
argue ever, I feel like there would be a problem.
Exactly. And like we work so much. Like so, it's hard for us to kind of like see each other, but sometimes like well, the time that we do have, we try to, spend together and try to build our future and stuff with the house and
Yeah.
because there's just so much we got to do because we bought a house that isn't, like brand new
Yeah,
and it
which we'll
needs
get onto that in a second. The
it needs fixed.
but no, you make a good point. Like you spend a lot of time working, so if you're going to spend that time arguing when you actually do see each other, then what's the point?
Yep, exactly. Then that's just depressing. It really is.
Right. Okay, so how do you keep the romance alive?
Um, I'll be honest with you. We are not the most romantic
Yeah.
couple. We're not really
Well,
lovey-dovey.
well, no, I wouldn't say you're. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't say you're not romantic. You're romantic in your way.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you're not
okay.
like this all over each other smoochy couple. Like if you were to hang
Yeah,
out with Brittany and Ryan, you're not going to be worried about being the third wheel. I've never felt like that.
right,
Ever when I was around.
right.
Because they're not like macking on each other while you're just sitting over there just like sipping on your tea or
Mountain Dew.
whatever.
You're Mountain Dew. Yeah. No, but I don't know. Like, I guess since we don't see each other that much, I guess
Yeah.
I kind of think that kind of keeps us going, if that makes sense. And we do want to build each other up. So we, always when we do see each other, we talk and kind of vent for the day, if that makes sense. And
That
that's
helps a
good.
lot.
Yeah, like you don't have to vent, like, and previous experience, like if you don't vent and like the other person doesn't want to listen to you, it's just not healthy. Like, you have to have someone to talk to and you have to let them talk back. Like,
Mhm.
not only does he have to listen to me, I have to listen to him too. So that's the key right there.
Nice. Absolutely. And I definitely think like as I was just saying that out loud, you guys have your own personal kind of romance. Like romance doesn't have to be like flower petals and kisses.
Right,
Like it can be
right.
like what you want it to be.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true.
Okay, so and this actually carries that on into the next one. How do you balance your relationship and your outside life, like your working life, hobbies, you taking care of animals specifically? How do you balance that?
Well, it's pretty not good, but well, we're always Ryan works probably 60 plus
Oh my
hours,
gosh.
a week. And then I work, about 38 to 40 a week. So, as soon as we get home, we have to take care, of all the animals and, we take turns, like he'll, go take care of the horses. I'll take care of the cats and the dogs, or vice versa. So we split it up.
Mhm.
And that helps us a lot. So, and as far as hanging out with anyone, I have no friends. So I have you, James, but you're in Chicago. So it's like, we can only hang out so much.
So really,
So,
in a sense, the animals and like obviously once we get talking about building like redoing some of the house, that in a way it kind of is your bonding experience.
it
Like
is
that is your
exactly.
together time in a way.
Yeah. And we got what, a 30-year loan. So we got 30 years to bond
Oh my
and
God.
build and build. So Yay.
Okay, so finally finishing this topic off, do you have any advice for newlyweds?
Keep it small. I feel like the smaller, the more meaningful. Like you
Mm,
start, spending all that money for one day.
mm,
And then you could spend so much more money on the rest of your life that you have instead of,
exactly.
wasting it on one day. I mean, have the people that you love be there, um, to witness your lives together, like that's really meaningful.
You made a really
Um,
good point. Like those people, if they mean something to you, they're going to be there for your,
exactly.
not just the wedding, they're going to be there for your life.
Exactly. And like, and I, everyone that I and tried to invite to the wedding was people that are in my life,
Yeah,
that have been there for me. And I know that they're, you know, they would be there for me in the future. And that's like the easiest way to keep it,
yeah.
less expensive and, more meaningful to you guys, as a couple. So
Mhm. I'm like, obviously I've done a wedding planning and tons of different event planning. So I love big weddings, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it does,
they're
that's what it comes down
fun.
to is
Yeah.
the emotion. It's you guys as a couple. And I think especially at like our social economic level, like you'll see like these amazing grand weddings on TV and stuff. And yes, they're
Right.
massive, they're beautiful to look at, but like how the people who are invited to those weddings are like almost networking and business relationships.
Right.
Like I'm inviting these people not
Exactly.
because I like them, but because this may help me move up in life, or this may help
Right.
me get a better job or something. It's not people you genuinely
Exactly.
care about.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. Okay, so that was mostly like about you and Ryan, your wedding, and
Ooh
being
wee.
a
We're
newlywed.
special.
So we're going to move on to your new house, and I'll insert some photos here of their new house, some of the inside. They're currently working on it, so obviously it's not going to be like perfect or anything. The, um,
Definitely
so
not.
I'll show you some outside and maybe pop in some pictures of the animals here too.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
tell me about the house you recently purchased. Like, what does it all entail? What is all there? What is it?
So it's pretty much an old farmhouse. It's probably like 100 years old, maybe more. I really not 100% sure, but yeah, it's an old farmhouse. It has like a couple outbuildings, and a huge old barn, which I love old barns and I love like antiques. Like, so I was super excited to get it and to like rummage through the barn and like
Yeah,
find cool stuff. So that was the exciting part though of
but the barn
finding that house.
itself is probably needs a lot of work though, right?
Yes, absolutely. Like they, unfortunately, the people that had it prior to us had let it go.
Oh yeah, I
To
was
the,
there. I went
yeah,
through it, and it was really cool to like see all this just cool
yeah.
stuff, like old stuff, like yeah, I think what you found a tin, was it Reese's or something? Reese's tin.
Yes, like
It
an
was
old
really
little
cool,
Reese coat bin, like cute
so
little,
cool. But then
things.
going through it was a disaster. Like I don't understand. I mean, you see TV shows like Hoarders, and you're like, how can somebody get to that point? Like seeing this barn
Mhm.
was just, you couldn't see the ground. It was so full of stuff and
It was,
so
yeah, it's horrible.
untaken care of. So it's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
work. It's gonna look amazing once it's done.
Oh yeah, and like we've cleaned it up a lot since you left,
Oh
James.
wow, nice.
So yeah, so it's a good thing. I mean, we still have a lot to go. See, me and Ryan's really bad because once we see an animal, that needs that might need a home, we get it. And so like, so we unfortunately have expanded our fur family and kind of forget that we got a lot to do on the house sometimes. So, but we're focused again. We're focused, and Ryan's already refinished that whole backside. James, I don't think you've seen the backside of the barn. It was completely collapsed, but he redid.
When
He
you say
redid the
back,
whole.
what do you mean? Do you mean your house?
You
Okay,
got
your house is here. The back
yes,
was. I think
yes.
we went inside of it, and I think I probably would have been able to see through it. If
Oh,
there was-
there behind yeah, no kidding. Behind the big barn,
Hmm.
there's like another barn, if that
Oh, that
makes
little,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was tore down and the whole backside was tore down.
You
So
think a
Ryan
tree fell
actually
through it or something? Is that the part where the tree fell through? Okay, yeah.
yeah, something fell through. And Ryan, yeah, he redid it, and that's what the
Wow.
horses are staying in now. And he put new stalls in, and
Oh my gosh.
we fenced in a little pasture for them, which we hope to in the future buy more land.
So yeah,
Like because the people that we bought the house from, they own all around us.
gotcha.
So we plan on hopefully maybe if they will allow us to buy some of the land so that way we can expand the horses pasture and maybe get an alpaca.
But
or
you
two.
have a decent amount of land so far right now, but obviously
Yeah.
I would say that what the shape, how would you describe the shape? It's almost like you have this plot of land here, but then there's like a pathway
Yes.
that goes
Yes.
up to a second plot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a pathway to the woods. So we're surrounded by fields. So we have like 3 or 4 acres of land just where the house and the barn sit.
Mhm.
And then we have the lane, and then we have 12 acres of woods to the left. So it's kind of a weird shape
Yeah.
of what we own. So, I mean, we definitely would plan if we would get more land to get the land directly behind
Yeah,
the
yeah, I was
barn.
just thinking that. That would be nice, so you could just get
Yeah.
that straight back.
Yeah, exactly. It would just make more sense if we could get.
And you also
get
have a
those.
little garden that you started,
Yes.
which
Oh,
I
yes.
love. I'm so envious of them. I want a little garden with like.
Yes, I am actually, and I'll send you pictures of my garden because
Awesome.
I was quite proud of it. And luckily, like this girl I work with, she was nice enough to take my vegetables and take them to the farmer's market for me.
Oh,
Like
wow.
it was just cute. And I actually made a little bit of money,
I was gonna
and
say you
some of
have a
that.
lot of vegetables and stuff. You used to have a lot left over.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of it went to waste. So, like, I ended up like just tossing it in the fields for like the animals to eat.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they actually ate it, but like,
Well, it's
I
going
like to
somewhere.
pretend. No, the rabbits definitely ate my cabbage, so they're welcome.
Oh, wow.
And but yeah, no, I made a little bit of money, and that went towards like the cats getting fixed and stuff. So
Nice.
it was quite, yeah, it worked out. So.
And there's
I
just something
definitely
about
would
that seems so. It's so weird. I'm always so torn because like I love the whole city atmosphere, but well, actually that's a lie. Like anybody who's like, well, I read my blog or anything, I've learned that I'm not as city as I thought I was. I'm definitely more suburban, but there is something romantic about the whole idea of like having a garden and producing your stuff and going to a farmer's market.
Right.
So
Yeah. No,
that's
it's
so
fun.
cool.
It is fun. Yes.
Okay, so when did you officially like sign the lease and actually get this property?
I would say, I'm pretty sure it was like January 2nd, I believe is when we actually got the house. So the house actually needed work though before we could actually, the appraiser would approve it.
Gotcha.
So luckily the people selling it actually paid Ryan to fix little parts of it that were dangerous that they said.
Gotcha.
And they paid him, you know, which would be way cheaper than paying a professional. So
yeah. Plus,
so,
it kind of helps you
know,
guys get to know this space as well beforehand.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It was great. I mean, like we were lucky enough that they let us do that, though. You know, not a lot of people are, you know, privileged enough to be like, oh, hey, the people that's buying the, you know, the house, they're already working on it. You know, like
Yeah.
because it was something we were going to have to do anyways. So.
Yeah, which I think that's really neat.
Yeah, yeah. So and I mean we got a lot to do on the roof yet and stuff, but yeah, I think January 2nd though is definitely when I think we signed, like got everything signed over and the deed switched to Ryan's name and all that fun stuff.
So I guess that's the next question is what all went into the process of buying this house?
Oh gosh. Okay. It's a lot. And anyone that's bought a house, I'm sure they understand. Like trying to get a hold of the realtor is the hardest part because I felt like we got ignored most of the time. And then we like sit here and panic. We're like, oh my gosh, like, did they sell the house or did they not get our offer? And it was frustrating for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like probably the most stressful, like this process probably went on like a month before we
I was gonna say I thought it took a while from me being on the outside.
Oh gosh, it was miserable. Like, and I don't take stress well, so it was like just the waiting killed me and him too. I'm sure. So,
it's very like it's definitely anticipation and stuff and whatnot.
Oh yeah, and then like
at that point, Ryan had did some work in it too, so it kind of makes you feel like wow, I just did that work for nothing. If
right,
get it.
Right, and exactly, and like you know Ryan, you know they came to agreements which they have to put in a contract. And we had a little bit of an issue with that towards when we actually got the house because the people actually thought it was okay to come back and continue getting their stuff. And we're like, no, that's not how it works. And then we found out that they said something in the contract, which then it clearly state that. But so my perspective, I wrote a contract and said, hey, you have to get this out in so and so days, and whatever you leave is remaining to us legally. Like, we're done. Like, because we can't keep working on the house and then coming and taking stuff. Like,
yeah. Because what stops, like, so I know you're not living there now, but what stops them from just like going to your house at any point when you actually are formally living there and just taking whatever they feel like?
Exactly. And like, I'm like, this is not going to fly. I do not want these people just like coming in and
coming and going, yeah.
Stuff. And and we were trying to move our stuff in, so if they start taking our stuff, then we're going to have a huge problem.
Yeah, that's entering in a whole nother realm of whatnot. But I think that's really smart of you to formally write something down.
Oh yeah, and I made it really professional. I didn't just say, hey, you got this and get your crap out, like. But yeah, that's pretty well what it said in legal terms.
Because even though that's not like, I'm not going to pretend to know the legalities of stuff, but just having something written down usually makes a big difference. Like, even if it's not even if it's not something like a lawyer formally sat down and wrote with you, just the fact you have that written documentation.
Exactly. And there was two witnesses, I got pictures, I went the whole 9 yards.
Because I couldn't imagine that not holding up in court once you get to that point that you have that much evidence and whatnot.
Exactly.
So that's really smart of you. And in the end, you kind of, everything worked out, and you're.
Oh yeah, it definitely worked out. Like, I didn't want to make the people upset with us because, like I said, we would really love to own around.
Because they're your neighbors, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. They rent out all the farmland around us to people, and they farm it. So, yeah, you gotta kind of watch who you upset. So.
Exactly. Don't burn the bridges.
Yeah, no kidding.
Especially when they're your neighbors.
Exactly.
Now, I guess before I jump to the next question, we didn't go over the fact that you currently are living where? Like.
Okay, yeah, we're living in town, and we are trying to move out, and so it's like 2 miles away. It's not far.
Yeah, it's not far.
Where we live now. However, we are still going back and forth. So we are trying to sell our house. But our dogs I'm not going to lie, have destroyed a lot of the trim around our house. So, we're not entirely happy with that. But we got a realtor, coming, and they're just going to buy it and flip it. Because this house, Ryan he built from like nothing. So, it never fully got finished. Like, I'm sure you can see in the background, like the trim missing. So, but we do plan on selling this, and then we're going to use the money that we get from here to go towards our other house that we absolutely need. So, like, our dogs are pretty destructive because they're all rescues. So we're going to build them a nice area in the barn, like for them to have little individual bedrooms, when when we leave, that they can't chew our house because they all have anxiety, but so that's the main thing that's holding us back, is selling this house right now.
Yeah.
So.
And then obviously we'll move into the new one once you get a little bit more work done as well.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And actually, that's when are you kind of wanting to move over there?
We plan on still going in April.
April?
Like I would say no later than April, because I don't want to live here anymore. I'm ready to move.
It's a big difference. The place you're living at now, is like a 1-bedroom, and it's relatively small, like the entire house.
We live in a one bedroom. Yep, you're exactly right.
But it's smaller than the first one. Like, it's not like, I don't know how to say this. Like, it's not the size of what I feel like most 1-bedrooms would be.
Right.
It's not big because the entire place is not that big.
Right.
Especially for the amount of animals you have too. But the new place you're getting is like way bigger. Like, it's
my gosh, yeah. It's got 5 bedrooms.
5, yeah. And then the barns, obviously, and the rest of the property.
Yeah. And then so yeah, and I honestly would love to build on to the farmhouse once we decide to, like, maybe re-side it. I told Ryan I wouldn't mind having like a little half bathroom upstairs. And
is there not a bathroom upstairs?
No, I don't know why.
There's only one bathroom for the 5 Oh, I never
One
knew that.
bathroom.
I guess I didn't pay attention when I visited.
Oh no, it's so I don't like that. But
I guess that's very old, maybe more old world since it's
yeah,
an older barn. Maybe they just didn't.
yeah, that's my guess since it's an older house.
Yeah.
But you know, but yeah, it definitely needs a bathroom upstairs, I feel.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't mind having like another bedroom, I suppose. But
Another one.
oh yeah.
A
Well,
six.
I mean, I'm not saying, like me and, Brian are going to start a family, but it might happen. Like not now, maybe in a couple years, rather we
You got a lot
adopt
going
or
on right now.
yeah, it's just too much for me right now.
Because
But
really, like, what's kind of mind blowing that a lot of people don't talk about is not only are you getting this new property, this new house, you're getting almost a new lifestyle with it.
yeah,
Because you're going to have to take
exactly.
care of that property. So it's
Right.
kind of like, so you're making the best. I feel like you're probably making a good decision because
Mhm.
you're waiting until you're going into this new lifestyle and figuring
Right.
out your way there, because that's going to be a whole learning process. It's
Oh,
figuring out how do we
exactly.
do things, how do we live in this new way before you
Yep.
add someone else into it, basically.
No, exactly. Like me and him are in no rush, to get into that because we would like to get our animals, everything situated,
Yeah.
get our lives in control before we would think about even having a child or anything. So,
It's smart. That's absolutely smart. Because not
like,
even not even thinking about uh kids, but really your animals are kids. They're your children, and you don't
yeah.
want to put them in an unsafe environment because, like you said, a lot of the stuff needs work. You don't
Mhm.
want to put them in a situation. If it was just you and
Yep.
Ryan, you guys could probably move over there right now.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But you have to worry
absolutely.
about the safety of all the
Mhm.
animals, and
Yeah,
that's a
and
big
I
deal.
have one that just doesn't get along with my other ones. So like I have to but we have to plan it out, like spend all our equal time with all of them.
Yeah,
Yet alone keep everyone safe. So like
exactly.
luckily, like I have quite a bit of experience with animals, so like we figure it out.
Yeah,
And we would never put them in an unsafe environment or
exactly.
anything. So because they are your kids, they're our kids, and yep, you just want the best for them, I suppose. So
So what all are you hoping to like finish remodeling and stuff before you move?
before we move, honestly, mostly like the walls, like it's old plaster or whatever, so it's cracked. So we just mostly need a patch and paint, and do a little bit of trim work, and that's about it. Honestly, like all the doors jams just need fixed, so none of them just pop open and hello. but but yeah, that's honestly about it. So
Hello, Ortega.
hello.
Um, do you ever get the feeling that you bit off more than you can chew?
Yes, all the time. I get super overwhelmed and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this today. but in
Which
reality,
that
like,
self-care is stepping
yeah,
back,
I mean,
self moment.
yeah, you just got to get over it. Like not everyone makes the most perfect decisions. I'm not saying we didn't rush into, buying a place that, we absolutely needed at the time. Uh, we could have waited a couple years, but we felt like the price of that house was just so, like we couldn't find anything that big for that price. So
Mhm.
we just kind of made the management decision. We're going to do it. And if we suffer the consequences, then so be it. Like, so far so good. It's just a slow process.
Take it
So
one step at a time.
exactly.
Absolutely. And what are you most looking forward to in your new home?
Hmm. I would say the outdoors. Like I hate stepping out here and then someone's right there. Like I get, I always have to have clothes on. Like not saying I go naked, but like
You run through the streets naked. I could live in the country and run through the bar naked.
oh no. I would cause an accident. But no, I just like the privacy of being out of town and just kind of like just the nature. Like I like the woods and like going outside and listening to little woodpeckers and little chipmunks and seeing our horses out there. It's just a good feeling, I
I was gonna
suppose,
say the
versus
animals are probably gonna love it too.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh
what you
gosh.
usually just
Yeah.
take your dogs into your side property at your current place, but there they'll have a lot more space to
Oh, oh yeah,
run
yeah. We
around in.
definitely we plan on fencing them in a
Mhm.
nice little play area, so they get to exercise. And so I would love to leave them off leash, but they're just not smart enough to stay on the property. Um, and I don't think an underground fence is going to hold them back. So, so yeah, but we'll definitely get that situated.
Awesome. And what advice would you give to new homeowners or somebody looking to buy a home?
I would try to find something that unless you have a lot of money and a lot of time, I would try to buy something that's already put together that you're you're not gonna have to spend a long time doing, unless you have the patience. See, me, I do not have the patience, and sometimes it gets to me. Like that's about my only advice. So like, just think what you can handle, and what you really want to do to the property in years to come.
Mm.
And kind of plan it that way, because I mean, like me and like we're going to make it work because that's just how we are. But like I could see where someone could get something and then not be able to rebuild it themselves. You know what I mean? Ryan's very
Yeah.
handy, so he can build stuff himself.
Which that
However,
saves
if
you a
you
lot of
do,
money too,
yeah, it saves us
because
a
you don't have to
fortune.
hire
But
somebody.
oh my gosh, so if we hired someone, man, we're talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, you know what he's been doing if you put in the labor work and stuff. Oh man, but yeah. So just make sure you have the money if you can't do it yourself. That's my advice.
Yeah, definitely think about like, yeah, you're buying the property, but what else do you have to pay for long term as well?
Exactly. It's long
Absolutely.
term because like our loan is how long? Like I don't even know, probably 30 years. So we got that long to build and pay off our house. So just
Oh
make it
yeah,
worth it.
absolutely. That I think that is all the questions I have. So would you want to add anything about your advice you'd want to give somebody about, I don't know, this is current
Um,
situation, these big life changes of yours?
um, my try to relax.
Mhm.
Life's short, and not all of us are going to stay young forever.
None of us are going to
So
stay young forever.
no kidding. I'm what, like 28 going on 29, and I feel like I'm 90.
Look at the stuff we've
Because
experienced in our lifetime.
yeah, I stress so much. So so like just relax, enjoy the ride. Even though it might be bumpy, just sit back and just brush it off your shoulders. Don't take it personal, and
Mm.
and just keep going. That's about all I have to give advice for.
Which I think you do a lot well. Like you really do. Like you're saying you feel like what? You're 20, what, 29 going on 90 or
Not,
whatever. And
maybe 96.
and trust me, I understand that. Ugh. But at the same time, your ability to laugh things off is a lot better than some people. And that makes a big,
Yeah, that is true. Like, even though like sometimes I'm weak,
well,
overall,
you're human.
yeah, like overall, I'm a pretty, strong person. I feel, I can take a lot and just keep going. So, you know, that's what you got to do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for stopping by today and doing this video with me.
Oh, you're welcome, James.
Awesome. Yeah. I'd love to have you again sometime. Maybe sometime we'll do a video in person hopefully
Oh
when all
my
this madness is
gosh.
over and
Yes.
you and everything. So
Oh, I can't
awesome.
wait.
So good luck on your new house and
Oh,
congratulations
thank you.
on being
Hey,
married.
hey, you be careful over there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We live very different experiences. Has a very
Yeah.
country-esque town and whatnot. Mine is very metropolitan.
Yes.
Metropolitan, something like that.
Whatever that word is.
Whatever it is. There's a lot of people. I
Yes,
don't
a
like
lot.
that word. But awesome. Yeah, again, thank you so much. So everybody, make sure you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.